and the Kendrick Lamar beef. Remember we said it was going to escalate. Well, now
they played a little bit of Drake's music.
Now Rick Ross has stepped into
and
the
he
picture.
made a comment about his diet.
Well, let's
his
go.
weight.
Rick Ross has stepped into it.
And Rick has made, you told us this last time. Drake made a comment about his nose.
Kendrick Lamar kicked it off with his verse on Future and Metro Boom's album. Okay? And he came in like that with his thing saying, F the big three is just me. In other words, F Drake, F J. Cole is just me. Then we told you J. Cole came back and did his little diss talking about Kendrick fell off and all this, which was fake because Kendrick has not fallen off. And then he came back and said he couldn't sleep at night. God kept him up and he apologized. So he's out of it. Well, he left on the right time. Good. Because now the gangsters are starting to come into play. And J. Cole probably was like, I don't want to have nothing to do with this. I know y'all can't never keep nothing just on record. Y'all always got to take stuff off record. So Rick Ross so Drake responded. Everybody was wondering when Drake was going to respond. He did. Mm-hmm. And his thing was drop down and give me 50 push-ups, telling them they ain't nothing but his sons. And he was saying some stuff that was right. Every last person that was talking about him, he pretty much gave them all #1 songs. So he's saying, oh, now y'all want to come at me, I'm the king, because you want to come at the king. That's fine. I'll take it. I'll be Caesar. Where all y'all try to come at me and take me out. Well, he brought up Rick Ross. And even in that song. And Rick Ross didn't like that. So he came back the same night that Drake dropped his. 2 hours later. He went into the studio and came back with his own diss track. Everybody was laughing. It was funny though.
What did he say?
He said
about the nose thing?
He said that Drake shaved his nose so that he don't have to look like his black dad. Mm-hmm. He kept calling him white boy. Mm-hmm. He kept saying his main thing was calling him white boy.
Okay.
White boy, big shaving your nose and all this other stuff. And that you got a ab job, got your abs done. Wow. He was basically cracking on him.
But while he had some body issues himself, Rick
Ross
Rick
Ross would call somebody fat, and he's fat.
And he's fat too.
But we call people fat. I call people fat.
We sure do.
So I'm like Rick Ross. Okay. I'd say the same.
That's the low-hanging fruit for him.
It's low-hanging fruit.
Okay.
So he came back and went after Drake. Everybody laughed. It wasn't even a good track as far as you really can't say nothing about Drake as far as his music and stuff. Mm-hmm. So he knew by calling him white boy that'd probably get to him because he mixed. His dad is black and his mom is white, Jewish. Wow. She's Jewish.
Okay.
So then Drake, he didn't respond back in music. He just tweeted stuff and came back at Rick Ross. His mom texted him and said, Obs, I didn't know you had a nose job. You didn't tell me.
Oh, stop.
I wanted one. You would think you would have gotten me one when you got one. He said, I didn't get a nose job, Mom. He says he's some old fat boy. He said he hungry and he probably mad. I'm rewording what he said. So they silly. It's funny to me. As long as they keep it on the record and not out in real public.
He probably hungry.
He said he hungry and he said apparently that makes him racist. Because Rick Ross kept calling him white boy.
I know.
He said, I'll take care of him. Don't even worry about it.
Hungry and mad. Big boy. I know they're going to come at you. Rick, you know they're coming at your weight, man.
So Rick Ross woke up in the morning. He said, oh, I heard somebody was talking about you ran in your little mother, huh, white boy? It's back and forth, Lenore. They so silly. I heard you ran to your mother. Text her, said we was talking about you, little white boy. You want to hang with the black boys, but you don't want to get choked out. He was just cracking on him. Okay. Don't run to your little mama and all this other stuff. Uh-huh. He said, "What? Why you doing that, big nose?" He kept calling him big nose. The nose. And he keeps saying stuff like that. He just acting silly.
He hungry. I'm still stuck. He's just mad. He hungry.
So he coming at him.
Oh my God.
Metro Boom decided to come out.
Oh, who is?
Metro
Boom
come out. They all attack him. That's why they got these cartoons like Drake is like the superhero, and then all these superheroes are coming at him, and he's like punching everybody out. We waiting on Kendrick.
This is to build sales.
I don't know, but anyway,
it's gotta be. This
so
is
then
so silly.
So then Drake, Kendrick. So that's when he said "You ran your mommy" and all this stuff. So then Metro Boom comes out and said he said, Drake, you don't even write your own rhymes. We've already heard that. Little Yachty wrote your last, whatever this song is, and you didn't even hardly write any bars. So he leaked this song, and then they put it next to Drake, and pretty much it was the same song or whatever. So then Drake, now he got to go after Metro Boom. He told him to shut up and go play your drums because he's those guys that mix. He's a mixer.
Oh, a board.
Yeah, he's not even a rapper. He said, "You're not even supposed to be in this,
little drummer boy.
Get out of here, drummer boy." So then he
big leagues.
So then he puts a thing on his. Drake puts a thing on his page of Nick Cannon and drummer boy with Metro Boom's face. Saying, "Go shut up and play your drums." So now everybody's telling.
Right now, Drake winning to me.
Right. So now everybody's telling. See, Drake is funny. They better leave him alone. Now everybody's telling Metro Boom to go sit down and play your drums. So he playing the drums, right? So then, he's not letting up. Okay. So after he did that, Nick Cannon enters the picture because the drummer. And Nick Cannon said, "Now that's funny." Because they had Metro's face over Nick Cannon's face during the drum line. Auditioning from the drum line.
Oh my God.
So
that's what's making me think this is all like.
So then he didn't finish.
Oh my God.
He sends a Mexican, those ones with the sombreros.
Big hats.
He sends them, I wish I would have had this. He sends them to his house or whatever and has them play Drumline. Did they put that on the Shade Room? Because the Shade Room been following all of this.
Oh my gosh. Why don't they just leave Drake alone? Gosh.
They probably didn't even put that.
Rick Ross don't need to talk about
that's Rick Ross.
Nobody.
This Rick Ross with he doing everything with Drake's nose.
Oh, please.
Oh, this. Drake sent this to
You played a clip of my stand-up.
He sends that though.
Oh, I tell you. This
I will never say. Oh, but he sends the drum line, right? Okay. He sends the Mexican one, which I can't find. Well, that's what I'm going to tell you. He sends the Mexican. The last thing I saw was Drake sends the Mexican sombrero guys. Those guys that come and sing to you. He sends them to Metro Boom. And they singing, sit down and play your drums. Sit down and play your drums. Sit down and play your drums. That was the last thing I saw.
Y'all need to leave.
All while we still waiting on Kendrick to come back.
Kendrick probably said, "I ain't getting
Kendrick is waiting probably for all this.
I don't even know Kendrick. Why would Kendrick get into this?
So then,
this is just so petty.
So then, Baby comes out. You know, Baby, the one that was New Orleans, the bald head Baby.
What's his
Little
name?
Wayne and them. Yeah,
okay.
Because you know, Drake was signed under Weezy, under Little Wayne. So that brings them in now. Okay. The New Orleans guys.
Are they on Drake's side?
Of course.
Okay.
So then he says, "We standing with Drake."
Oh, good.
Well, Rick Ross didn't like that. He comes back.
Look, fat boy. You're just angry and hungry.
He decides to get a boat and go out on Miami's thing. You know those islands, Star Islands, where they all have houses.
Yeah.
He says, right there, that's Baby's house. It used to be. He lost it.
Oh.
He said, Miss Gladys won't do it like how you picking sides. Miss Gladys is Baby's mom who passed away.
Why would he say that?
That's what.
Now you're getting ugly.
That's why J. Cole probably got out of there.
You ugly, man. You literally, you're not a good looking man.
So now,
I never thought he was.
Now that's where it's at, and I think that's why J. Cole said.
So if you are ugly, you're gonna be ugly.
That's why he said I'm out of it, because I know how it gets. They start off joking.
And why would Kendrick get in that?
No, Kendrick is for Drake. He ain't into all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel like Kendrick ain't gonna say nothing till all this other stuff die down.
Till all the smoke clears.
Then Kendrick will probably return.
But if you start bringing up people's past deceased family members, that's not nice.
I don't know why Rick Ross did that.
Maybe he is hungry and angry.
Well, that's what Drake said. He
is. He's angry. He's an angry black man. And I always thought when he came out, because I asked you about these different rappers and these different artists, for some reason I didn't like him. Well, let me tell you something. If you know anything about rap, no, you know that 50 Cent and Rick Ross hate each other. They do? Absolutely. But you told me that 50 Cent don't like, what's his name? They talk rough. I don't know. Ja Rule. Oh, they hate each other. That's what I'm saying. No, that's who I'm stuck on. Yeah. That 50 Cent and Ja Rule don't like each other. He beefs. So you're saying he beefs with Rick Ross too? The two people that everybody knows who 50 Cent hates is Ja Rule and 50 Cent. What is the Ja Rule. What is the problem with Rick Ross? Did he talk about his mom too? Rick, a long time ago, I can't go into it. It's a whole thing. It's a beef with them. They've been beefing for years. So a lot of people don't like Rick Ross. No. So of course, 50 gonna say something with all this going on with, because he don't like Rick Ross. And he said kind of the same thing Drake said. What? He's fat and hungry, and he's also a racist. So I don't know, whatever. But Rick Ross ain't saying nothing about 50. Where is Rick Ross from? I know it ain't Atlanta, is it? He's from South, know. Look it up. Some South region. So there you go. That's the latest with that. I'm still waiting for. You're not gonna get nothing from Kendrick. So Kendrick is not gonna say nothing till all this other stuff dies down. They're crazy. Because Kendrick is about who's the best MC and all this other extra stuff. He ain't trying to do. So that's what we waiting on. What am I looking up? Where's Rick Ross from? Emerald says there is a debate about how many genders there are. I don't get it, but it's a thing. Yeah. You know what? I can back to the I can tell Coachella you. I can tell you quickly. That's training I had to have on my job. Mm-hmm. Because my job, one of my jobs, I should say, we have to take care of we take care of people in their homes, seniors. So we had to have actual training. We had to have training with Mississippi. Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot he is from the South. But that's a very good question, and that was a question that I had asked one of my supervisors why we had to have training for this. There's a training that we have, this LGBTQ, and I told my sister there's more letters. There's a lot of letters. LGBTQ is the main one, queer, and the Q. But they gave us they gave us an actual spreadsheet so you can of each one, right? Breakdown for each one, because a lot of the seniors that we may be taking care of identify with those areas, and we got to be very careful how we're coming at them, how we're helping them, if we got to physically bathe them or whatever, because some people, they can identify as something, but they can be classified something else as well, because there are some patients who are identifying as if they're a male, they identify as a woman. We have to treat them as the woman that they're identifying as. And then, like I just said, how Wayne Brady, he identifies as pansexual, whereas any of those letters, if he's attracted to them, it doesn't matter. Transgender, whatever. So that was a training that we had to take in my class, and so they won't get sued. We have to be careful on how we're identifying with them. So that's a very good question. If I find the chart, I can probably send that to you. Was that Emerald that asked that? Yeah. If I can find that chart, I can send that to you, because that tells every letter. Okay. All right. So that was the end of that. Okay. That's the latest on that. But to me, this whole beefing thing is, for me, I'm thinking they're trying to stay relevant, and it's too petty. So it's got to be something along the lines of marketing relevant. Kind of. Here's the thing. Well, then why you think they really? I think they really beefing. I think they really beefing.
But everybody that's involved is already relevant. Future's relevant. Drake is relevant.
So you think because they're all relevant,
Rick is relevant,
that it's just they really beefing?
I think they really beefing, but I think Future and them is something that went on behind the scenes with Drake. Rick Ross alluded to it when he said that Drake sent a cease and desist to French Montana not to use a song that they had done. Mm-hmm. And in the rap game, I guess that's like you sending the police over there. We don't do that. So I think they sick of Drake. I think they don't want him to be the face of hip hop. I think there might be some racial elements to it. The fact that he's mixed,
they need to leave that alone.
I think that they feel like
wrong.
Right. I think they feel like you wasn't raised with your dad, but Obama wasn't raised with his dad,
right? And
we call him the first black president.
Exactly. Biracial.
He was not raised with his dad.
No, he wasn't.
So if that's the criteria, and Drake didn't come from like the hood and all,
right.
So I think they just don't like him being the face of hip hop. But that's what I think now, and I think that they feel like it's too commercialized. Mm-hmm. This dude is, and they right, because he needs to earn staying in the number one spot. You can't just dance across the stage all the time. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, you had to MC and battle against people. Mm-hmm. If Biggie said he was better, Tupac could come out with a song, no, my rap is better than yours. So nobody's doing that with Drake. So I think that's what Kendrick's whole point was. You need to be challenged. And if you are indeed number one, you earn it. You earn that spot because you knocked everybody down and tried to come at you. So I think that's Kendrick's point. Now, Rick, you absolutely right. Drake, it's to sell more liquor because he has a liquor company.
That's true.
Yeah.
Drake is coming back though.
He's coming back
with some good hooks.
So let's see what he comes. But everybody's waiting on Kendrick. That's what we want to hear.
He may not come out though, Kim.
He is, but when is it's going to be the question?
He got his deal going on with
No, he's going to come. No, he's going to come. Why Kendrick does not. He came at Drake first. He wouldn't do that and then just go away. He's going to come. They said they already wrote. A couple of guys behind the scenes said he's been in the studio. He's writing stuff. He knows.
Okay.
So we're waiting. You know I love Kendrick, so that's the person I'm gonna be at.
Okay.
Allen Iverson.